Hi guys, Sandy Bell's My Fairy Treasures. Oh my gosh, can you guys believe it? I'm back to finish up the girls. Oh my god. It's been like over a week and I'm so sorry. I got behind in a lot of my haul videos, and then I do my makeup videos. I got behind in my haul videos, and that's what really got me behind. So I'm back. We're going to finish this up, and we're not going to have any more delaying. Okay, so we're celebrating Black women and Hawaiian women together. And what I did over here is I got my Hawaiian woman, her hair half done. So that, just for the sake of time. And I don't think I did her hair. I did her hair on my own. But anyway, we got started so that this doesn't take forever, okay? Because this is a lot of hair and it's a process. The first thing I did was, remember there was I just had drawn in the lines for the hair. What I do is I take 3 different ink pens. I first take a medium-sized ink pen like that. See that tip right there? And I just start making the waves in the hair like this. All the way, just around. Then I take a fat one. This one is and this pen was it was a Le Pen, but it's like a medium. Well, it's like a medium tip. This tip here is a big fat one, and it's a Faber-Castell Artist brush pen, big fat one. Okay, and that's how I get the fatter lines. So what I'm doing is I'm just creating the lines in the hair. Okay. And the different thicknesses of the lines really make it, just adds a lot of interest to the hair and makes it look more flowy. Then I took a micron, like a 0.08 of the finer tips. That's the larger of the finer tips. And I just take that and I just go in between the other lines and kind of over the lines too. Okay. And that's how we got to here. Then I used Jane Davenport's, this is the Brights palette, my favorite palette of hers. I hardly use any of the other palettes. I need to start busting out the other ones. I take this color called, what is this color called? Fairy Dust? Where's my little thing? Anyway, it's this color here. I believe it's called Fairy Dust. I take that color and I put that as the base. So that's what the base is. And then I take this color right next to it and use it as my shading color to add some more depth. So that's what we're going to start with. I've already added this color, Fairy Dust, and laid the base down. Okay, now we're going to shade with this color right next to it. Okay, so just to show you guys where we're at and where we are going. Okay, and then we'll be going into the background. Okay, I'm so happy to be back in my art studio and doing some art. I love it. Besides shopping and fashion and hair and nails and all that, my main passion is probably doing this. So, along with crafting. I love crafting. Okay, you know what? Let me just look and see how close we are and how close we're not. Let me just try to bring us in a little. Okay, guys. You guys probably heard me almost say a cuss word. My camera went just crashing to the ground. Anyway, continuing on. Okay, so we're going to start here. And we're going to put that color in a little bit. What it is, it's like maybe a shade or about 2 shades darker than this Fairy Dust color. And we're just going to come in here and just follow the hairlines and add some shading. I usually like to add shading on one side of like inside of here. Just go in on one side and add some shading. It's very simple. On that one I added it right on the sides and the middle. But the importance of this is just to really, this is what adds the depth in the hair. So it doesn't look flat. Well, that's the importance of all shading, to add some depth, and so it looks like it's coming off the page. It doesn't look flat. Adds interest. If you watch any of my makeup videos, you see how long I spend on shading and highlighting my own face. It's that important. It's really what gives form to the face, interest. So it's really the most important part, in my opinion, when you do your makeup, is the shading and the highlighting. And to me, when I'm doing my girls, that's all I feel like I'm doing is, you know, doing their makeup. So when I put on the color here and I'm doing all the shading and highlighting, to me, that's all makeup. That's how I look at it. The concept is just all makeup. I'm making up my girls. See how long this takes? Just this part here. This is why I got myself a little ahead. Because this takes a little while. And this is the size brush I'm using. Let me make sure you guys are still there. Make sure I'm not talking to like myself. All right, we're going. I'm probably a little paranoid because I did an entire Dollar Tree video, a haul video, and the camera never came on. Oh, that's the worst. Just did all that talking, and then you have to redo the whole video. It's like, oh my gosh. And this brush size is the perfect brush size to fit in these hair strands like this. Sorry if I get quiet, you guys. Just focusing. Personally, I'd have on a little bit of music in the background if our videos wouldn't get flagged. So I'd be bumping it in my craft room here. I'd be having some, or my art studio I like to call it. I would have some Boys to Men on, John B. Yeah, we'd be bumping it in this in my art studio if I could. Just in the background. Some Janet Jackson. Yes, we would be BBD. You know, so I'm talking about all these old school groups because I'm old. Anyway. But that's a no-go. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is that flower. That's the next thing we're going to attack on this painting. And then we're going to use all pencils. I forgot who it was even. I was watching a girl doing a color with me, and I love to watch the girls who just all they do is color in the adult coloring books. And let me tell you why. They're really good at shading and highlighting and shadowing and all of that. And also, they're really good at color combinations. They come up with the most interesting color combinations. So this color combination I got from this girl. I can't even tell you who it was. I've watched so many of those color with me's when they're coloring in the adult coloring books. But I love their color combinations. They're fabulous. If you ever are stuck for a color combination, go to Hannah Lynn. She draws adult coloring books, and their Hannah Lynn adult coloring books are fabulous. Go to her site. She has all these pages colored. She draws girls mainly. Oh, she does draw her girls, and she puts them in different, you know, they're riding bikes, they're Hawaiian, they're all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. Anyway, on her site is a bunch of colored pages, and she has the best color combinations on there. It's a great site to go to get color combinations. If I'm stuck for a color combination or I want like a new one, I go on her site and I look at her color combinations. And coloring ideas too. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry. That looks fabulous. So see what the shading does? It just really adds to, look at it. It's just, I love it. Okay. Oh, we'll let all that dry. Then we need to go throw some white in, okay? That's gonna be another highlight. So we have our lightest color, which was that very, I think it's called, what is it called? Oh, here it is. It's called Fairy Tale. What is the color called? No. Yeah, the base color is Fairy Tale, and the other one, the darker color we put on is Best Friend. And then for another nice highlight, we'll put the white highlights in it, just how we did over here. Okay? We need to let that dry before we do all that. Now let's color the flower in her hair. Okay, I love this color combination, and especially for flowers. Okay, I have my blender here, my blender pencil, which you'll need the blender. I'm going to use indigo blue. Then I'm going to use processed red, which is like more like a magenta hot pink color. It's not red. And then I'm going to use this color. I love this color. It's so I just think it's so pretty. It's called ginger root. Love me some ginger root. Okay, it's like that perfect color that's darker than just a plain white, you know? It just, I don't know. You're gonna see in a second. So let's get started on this flower. You know what, I could come in closer. Well, I think, let me see if I'm close enough. I want you guys to be able to really see it. I don't want to make my camera fall. Okay, just a second. Let's just take chances. Let's come in a little closer. My problem is my stupid camera. It's not an easel. What is it called? The thing my camera's sitting on. That thing. I need to get a new one. It's just old. I've had it for a long time. And it doesn't hold my camera that great. If you touch it too much, my phone goes flying. Yeah, it's not good. Okay, here we go. So the base of this flower, we're going to use indigo blue. Yeah, I'm glad I came in closer. And you're going to use a medium heavy pressure. And then you're going to go with processed red, which I hate even calling this processed red because it's not red. As you can see, look, it's like a magenta or a hot pink. It's not red. Go into that indigo blue a little bit too. And don't worry, we're going to take our blender here and blend all this together in just a minute. Bring this up just a little bit more here in the center. Okay, now on the edges of the flower, we want ginger root. Now we're going to take our blender pencil and start blending. To do the kind of blending I'm doing right now, because I'm using a lot of pressure, I actually like to have a dull point on my pencil. I know you're like, what? I actually like it to be dull. Okay, now we're going to blend it and keep going right up into the magenta. So you're going to take that indigo blue and go into the that indigo blue and go right into the processed red, and it starts creating like this purpley color a little bit. So it goes from, now it goes from the indigo to purple to the processed red. Now I'm going to clean my pencil. Just clean your pencil on a piece of paper to the side. And now I'm going to take that processed red into the ginger root. And it's really pretty when it mixes with the ginger root. Turns the ginger root into like the prettiest pink. And there's still a little ginger root left. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? I seen this girl do that and I was like, yes ma'am. I wrote it down. I have a little book, and I'm gonna come in a little closer. I have a little book of color combinations. So, and that's the thing too, you guys, if you find a color combination that you really like, write it down. Have a little book with color combinations, because you'll forget. Okay, I'm coming in really close so you guys can really see that. There we go. So you can really see this flower, because it's so pretty. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, love that. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, I got several things I need to move out of the way. Just a minute. Wash that off and go over there. I know a lot of things I do, some people will be like, God, that's a lot of work for just a flower. I know. But if you take the time, for one, I think it's fun. But if you take the time to do all the shading and color combinations, you're going to come out with just a beautiful picture that you're going to love. And if you enjoy doing it, who cares how long it takes you? Well, I mean, you don't want it to take forever, but if it takes a little time and you're loving what you're doing, the process, then it doesn't really matter. So that's how I see it. And to me, all I'm doing, even though I'm using all different types of mediums, all I'm doing is coloring. Well, I mean, first I had to draw my girls, which is really fun. Okay, now take our blender pencil. This is a Artist Loft blender pencil. I got this one at Michael's. They carry, Artist Loft now has their own colored pencil. They have their own colored pencil line, well, they always have, but now they sell them like singularly, not in packs now. I'm not sure how good the pencils are and how blendable they are. I kind of feel like they try to improve on their pencils, so they're maybe they're more blendable, maybe, you know, not maybe as good as Prismacolor Premieres, but they're more blendable. But their blender pencil is the bomb. I love it. I also use Blick's the art store. I also use their blender pencil too. And their blender pencil's really nice. And if you go to Michael's to get them, these blender pencils, you get them in the fine art section. Very pretty. Let me just come over back to this flower a little bit. Kind of blend up a little bit more. Very pretty. Okay, let's go to the next flower. Or the next flower bud. This is a big one. I'm gonna decide what I'm going to do with the color in here. I got to deal with that still. Like I said, you're just using a medium heavy hand. I know you always hear use light, but in this technique, because you're almost burnishing the colors into each other with this blender, you need to have a medium heavy hand. Not completely heavy, or you'll have a wax bloom and you won't be able to blend anything. So. But you want to get some color on your, you want to get some color laid down. To me, ginger root is so pretty. It can take the place of like yellow. And a lot of stuff I'd like to use ginger root instead of using yellow. Not always, but sometimes. When I do this, it's like this is turning into an ASMR. I don't know if you guys are hearing that really, really well. Okay, now I'm going to clean off my pencil. And now I'm going to go into that processed red and go all the way up into the ginger root. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to go all the way up into the ginger root. I mean, I'm going to go into the ginger root. But after I get there, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to go all the way to the top. I just remember that. I think she doesn't go all the way to the top. I mean, if you do, that's fine. So on my next one, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to go all the way into the top. I'm going to just blend it into it, but leave the top alone. More like how I did that one. There's no right or wrong on this stuff, people. Okay. Last flower petal. Oh, I see a space right there. I need to put a little watercolor right there. I could just make that, you know what, forget it. I'll just make that a part of the flower. It's not really a part of the flower, but who will know? I drew it. Okay. Then let's go into the processed red. I need a little bit more here. All right, let's go into some processed red now. Okay, and then let's go in with the ginger root on the edges. Talking about coloring books, I'm going to get my coloring books out and start coloring. I'm doing some color with me videos. Haven't done those for a while. I have a bunch of Lisa Frank adult coloring books and some kid ones. And I want to start coloring in them, and I want to use the colors and the kind of the techniques that Lisa Frank uses with the bright colors and all the shading and highlighting with bright colors. That'll be fun. So I may even just choose a page and do exactly like basically what she does. Like choose the same picture she's already colored and then try to, like, you know, color exactly like how she's doing. Not exactly, but you know what I mean. Okay, clean off my pencil. And let's now blend into the ginger root. Leaving the edges on the ginger root alone, not going all the way up. Even on the one petal I did, but no major. I have a little bit of okay. I have a little spot right here that I need to color in a little bit better. There we go. Right there by her eye. Okay. Let's blend that a little bit. Pretty. Okay. So, there's the flower. I think that flower is gorgeous. Look how pretty that flower looks in her hair. I think that looks really, really pretty. Hope you guys like that little technique. And the colors I used, again, just in case you want to do that technique, write these colors down in a little book that you, like some little, you know, notepad, and you always have these colors. Indigo blue first, next would be processed red, and then next after that would be ginger root and a blender pencil. I know the blender pencil looks like the ginger root, but here's the blender pencil over here. So that's a pretty combination, especially for flowers. And she was coloring flowers when I learned that technique. Okay, what else was I doing after that? Oh, I didn't do the middle part yet. I need to do the middle of that flower. Okay. Ooh. Let's do the processed red, I think, in the middle. Some very, yeah. And then in the very, very middle, we'll throw in some indigo. Okay, there we go. And we'll throw the indigo blue right in the center of that. Pretty. And I don't think there's any sense of trying to blend anything. It's just right in the center, and the deeper, darker it looks, the better. Okay, it's a small little area. Very pretty. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring us out. And next we're gonna go to doing the background. We're gonna start doing some collage bits for the background. And hopefully they don't crash my camera. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna put both of them in here. We'll work we'll work a little further out now because we're going to be working all over the page. Let me drink a little of my smoothie. So good. I have a couple smoothies a day. I love them. Especially when I want something sweet. Nothing better to take, you know, I take whatever, frozen bananas, frozen blueberries, frozen strawberries, frozen mango, frozen pineapple, throw it all in, a little agave syrup. I try to throw a little Greek yogurt in there, and a little agave syrup for sweetness. Plus I do the banana in there, that's sweet, the mango sweet, so I don't need that much agave syrup. Oh, so refreshing. because it's so hot here, and then it's nice and sweet when you're craving something sweet. And I'm always craving something sweet, so. That was delicious. To do it healthy is the best. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is, I'm not gonna get, usually I get really crazy, and we do a lot of layers usually on the background. But I got crazy with my girls, and I drew my girls so big, especially her. And so I didn't leave a lot of room for collaging. And so I'm gonna start like making my girls smaller. Like, they're not gonna be this big. Because I want to be able to do a lot of collaging. Because you guys know that's what I really love is collage. But, so we're going to start taking layers. And we're just going to use a bunch of just black and white. We're not going to throw any color in it. Our color is going to be, I think our color is going to be, we're going to use the pastels. Jane Davenport pastels. So maybe going to use watercolor over them to give them color. But I think we're going to do the pastels. I want it to look very cotton candy-ish and very... well, like everything I do, I like it to look like a fairy world. Okay. I don't even know why I'm trying to explain that. All right. Here we go. It's like, Angela, shut up and stop trying to explain the obvious. We know you're trying to create fairy world. What else are you going to create? All right. Here we go. Let's begin. All right, so we don't have a lot of space, so we will be tearing up little pieces of book pages. And you know what? I want to bring this down. Let me see what I need to do. And you guys will see me get close to the hair. In fact, I'll go right around it, but I'll go right up to it. And I probably won't be putting my collage bits. You know, I won't be going over the hair, or of course not. But when we do when we add the color with the pastels, we'll get nice and close, so there won't be any space between the hair and the background. It'll all be one. Hopefully I'm being clear about that. Just got a baby wipe out because we'll need that. All right, so I'm just laying book pages down like always for my background, so we can have all this really cool interest popping up. Some dictionary page. And I will be going over the edges, because it's just easier to go over the edge and then let this all dry and then trim off the edge than trying to make the paper fit the edge. That's literally impossible. Throw a little bit of that right there. And when I was drawing my girls, I was like, I didn't even think about how big I was drawing them until it was done. And I was like, okay, you just drew the girls. You basically left hardly any room for collage, your favorite part. Anyway, that's fine. It'll be something different. Right here, we won't put any collage bits because it's just such a small area. It's such a small area. All right, so we'll put that going across like that. And do I want to throw something over that? No, I like that. Okay, let's throw down here. Make sure I'm in frame still, yeah. Some of the Asian newspaper that I love to do. Let's throw some of that down here. And I'll probably throw some book pages in this too. Or music notes. Have I done music notes yet? I haven't. I don't think I even pulled music notes this time, did I? I sure didn't. Why did I pull any music notes down? Just a second, guys. I'm going to go over to my shelf over here and grab some music note paper. If I can find it quickly. Those aren't the ones I want. Just a second, guys. Just a second. That's the only thing is once you collect a lot of stuff, it's just keeping it organized and being able to find it. Where the heck is it? I know I have this one music notebook and I always have it out in the open and I'm not seeing it right now. Darn it. I know some of you guys are like, I wish I could watch you walk around there. I know. Okay, it's not. Oh, I found it. Okay, it was hiding behind. Oh, it was hiding behind something. See, it's this whole thing right here. It barely even looks like it's a music notebook, but look at it. Isn't that fabulous? And look how thick it is. All music notes. I was so excited when I found this. I found it in a thrift store. So when you go to your thrift stores, always go look in like the book section and where they have records and always look for music notebooks. They're not easy to find anymore. But let me tear this page out. Oh, they're not easy to find anymore, but you can find them. Or another way to find them is just go into the craft section at the craft store and just pick up music note sheets, scrapbook paper, when they have the single sheets. It's another way to get music notes. But it's always fun to use and to hunt for them. We'll put it right there. And to hunt for them in the thrift stores. God, I haven't went to a thrift store forever. Oh. I need to tear that a little bit. There we go. My favorite thrift stores are in a place in California called San Luis Obispo. Those are my favorite thrift stores because they it's a really old area where I would go, and they always have the good stuff. That's where I got the music notebook at. Better than Vegas. Vegas doesn't have as old, it's not as old as like this town that I go to in California. It's beautiful. It's right next to the beach. It's really nice. I love it there. I wish I lived there. I know Vegas sounds cool, and it is, but I can tell you there's a lot of things that aren't great about it. One is the weather in the summer. It's horrendous here. What is it today? I don't know, probably 104, 105, something like that. Some days it's 110, 115. It's ridiculous. That's what it is. All right, let's go over to this side. I always hear people say, oh, I can't wait for the summer. I detest the summer. But it's because I've always lived in the desert like this. I used to live in Arizona. Now I live here. It's just the same. But we have, you know, the winter can be very nice. The winter can get really cold here, though. But the winter, I mean, it's not like it snows, so I shouldn't complain. The winter's nice. Spring is nice. The only thing that's just horrible is just the summer. It's just, oh. It's basically unbearable. Okay. Oh, I have some stuff I haven't used yet. Okay, I'm excited. Let's put this down. Trying to get this torn good enough. Okay. Get this down. Stay down. Stay down where I put you. Okay, so let's put that down. And then I have this stuff. I told you guys about it a million times. I got it from Daiso. I love it. It comes on a roll, and it's wrapping paper, but it's like see-through. It's between tissue. It's very, like, very Parisian. But it's in between tissue paper and a dryer sheet. And I love it. And I love the designs on it. Like I said, it looks very Parisian. Like it's from Paris. Some parts have perfume bottles on it. I love it. Love it. And it looks so pretty put right over something. Like right over this newsprint, because it'll go, you can still see the newsprint through it, or the book page. So we'll add that to a couple other places. Okay, way down. There we go. All right, let's go to the top up here. Try to keep my glass mat free of glue. Okay, let's put some music notes down, and then we'll put some of that Parisian type of paper over it. Okay. There we go. And then let's take some of this and put this over it. This stuff here. I'm looking to see the little piece I want to use. I think this little piece right here. It's really small. And we'll put that over it. Just a second, you guys. I hear something out my window. Oh, it's the mailman. Ooh, hopefully the mailman's bringing me some stuff from AliExpress. I ordered a bunch of good stuff from AliExpress. You guys, I just did a haul that was AliExpress, Walmart, Target, makeup. It was really cool. Check that video out below. It was really, really cool. But I ordered, oh my God, you guys, my new obsession is AliExpress. Oh my goodness. I know it's great for craft stuff. It's also great for makeup, for clothes, for shoes. The only thing that was horrible is how long it takes, but the prices are worth it. All right, I'm going to put some of that right here. I mean, you're waiting like a month, sometimes over like 6 weeks. But those prices, oh my gosh, those prices are good. They're really good. Let me see if I can get a little something going up here at the top. You know what? I'm not going to put anything up at the top. But I did want to put a little bit of this right here. Okay. Hopefully you guys are, I'm in frame. I'm so sad, you guys. I can't believe I'm doing this little of collage work. You guys know we usually do layers and layers and layers. But I don't have that much area to do the collaging. Like I said, it's okay. Do what we can. It's still going to look really cool. Okay. Okay, you guys. So what we need to do now is we need to... let this all dry, and I think what we'll do too is we'll let all this dry. I'm gonna go put this outside for about 15 minutes and it'll dry for you guys, because I'm gonna add this video onto here. This will be seconds for you. For me, it's gonna be about 20 minutes. I gotta go let this dry. So we're gonna let this dry, come back. We're gonna put the highlights in her hair. We will then colorize this, the background, put color on top of the background and bring it all together with the pastels. We'll of course do some fairy dusting. We might do a little bit of the my script stamping and finish this up. Okay, you guys, like I said, I'm gonna go put this outside for about 15 to 20 minutes here in the hot sun of Las Vegas. It will be dry. For you guys, it'll be seconds, and we'll be back after this dries. Okay, See you guys in a second. Okay, you guys, I am back. Oh, I forgot to put my rings back on. Oh, well, we're going to finish this without rings. Oh, here, I have a ring. I have rings everywhere. There's one. I love rings on my fingers. Okay. Like it makes a difference with my mixed media, but I just like it. Something pretty for you guys to look at too while I'm doing my art. Okay, you guys, I'm going to finish up. I did the highlights on her hair. I did most of them, but I'm going to finish them up with you guys. Okay, so let me see if I can bring this over here and still, yeah, be in. There we go. So I'm just throwing in some highlights with white. Okay, just following the lines that are already there. And just throwing in a little bit of highlights. And I'm using a liner brush to do that. That's my liner brush right there. And these beautiful brushes I get at Hobby Lobby. These like mermaidy brushes. I get them at Hobby Lobby in the craft section next to the craft paint. Not in the like professional section. It's in the craft section. And they're wonderful brushes. They're good for watercolor, acrylic. I use them for everything. The beautiful brushes like this I don't use for like glue and stuff though. I wouldn't want to. Well, you could, but why would you want to ruin your beautiful mermaid brushes with glue? No. Not me. So, that's where I get these beautiful brushes. If you get a pack of like 5, I think like a pack of 5, it's like $6. I use a coupon, or you can buy like a pack of 10 and a brush of 10 different brushes, and it's like around $10, and you can use a coupon and then get it for 5. So you can get it for a nice little price if you use a coupon. I watched a video and somebody said that theirs went on clearance, but I've never seen them on clearance at my store, so. So what I did is, because I didn't want to pay full price because I'm cheap, what I did is for like a month, every time I went in there, I would pick up, that would be my thing that I would get 40% off of. And I hit Hobby Lobby, you know, once or twice a week. And so I have a nice collection of these brushes. Let me show you. Look. I think that's all I'm going to use this for. Look at this glass. Isn't this cool? This was a jar that I bought. I love, what is this called? Day of the Dead. I love all the Day of the Dead stuff. I love the celebration of the Day of the Dead that the Mexican culture does. I think it is beautiful. So I took a Day of the Dead glass I got from Dollar Tree, a Dollar Tree candle. This is right here is the Dollar Tree. From here to here is a Dollar Tree candle holder, E6000 on. So it sits on my desk like this. But look at all the brushes. There's a couple things in here that aren't these brushes, but look how yummy this is. That green one isn't a part of it. The green ones in there aren't. But look how beautiful. Oh. Do I need all these? No. It's my collection. And I have a few more here too. I have a whole nother jar with a bunch more. So, yeah. Plus a bunch of other brushes, but I should be ashamed. Okay. But I'm not. I'm proud of my collection of brushes. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Now we're going to move on to finishing up the background. So the background has dried. You guys, it's so hot here. In like 15 minutes, all that glue that we just used, the decoupage glue I make, it'll dry in 15 minutes. It probably dried in like 5 to 10 minutes, but you know, just to make sure. That's the one thing I like about in the summer when I'm doing my mixed media. If I want to continue on and not have to wait for too long, I can just put it outside. Within about 10 to 15 minutes, it's completely dry. In the winter, not so much. I have to wait like everybody else. But in the summer, oh, instant dry. And I mean all the layers are dry. Not like it's like, no, it's all the layers are dry. It's crazy out there. Okay, just getting the paint off my board and my hand. So just a second. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, I want to take my ring out because I don't want any paint getting on this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use some gesso. I use a thing called Kilz, K-I-L-Z. It's a wall primer, and you buy it by the gallon, $15 for a gallon. Get it at Home Depot, Walmart, and that's what I use for my gesso. Someone told me, and we're going to put that on top of all this, to kind of put this all in the background, but you'll still be able to see up through it, and then we'll put the color on top of it. And I dip my brush in water, and then I dip it into the gesso. So it's a real light coverage, so we can still see all the layers below it. But it puts the background in the background where it needs to be, but also you can still see through it. And it also is a nice, it's also a nice, what do you call this? Gives it a nice surface so we can put paint on top. Okay, this is a little bit more, it's covering a little bit more than I want. I want it to be a lot lighter. There we go. That's how light I want it. So, since we got a little bit too much on here, we'll just go like this. There we go. We'll probably hit it with some more watery gesso in a second. So dip your brush in water, then dip it into some gesso. And you might need to dip it in water again, just to make sure you have a really nice light gessoing. You still want to see. There we go. You still want to see all those layers that all those yummy layers that we've created with the collage bits. With our collage bits. There we go. That looks good. I even put it over the white paper because sometimes I have glue on there, and I want to make sure that I get a nice surface going so that I can put, so we can color this up with the pastels. Jane Davenport pastels. When we go to colorize, okay, and we will put a little bit more back on top of that middle section. Alright, this section here just really wants to, I think it's grabbing onto the stuff really well. Okay, that's good. Alright, so we need to let this dry. So we'll let that dry. We will get my blow dryer out here. A second, let me rinse my brush with get the paint out of it. Out of my liner brush. The glue brush will let it keep, of course, let that keep soaking in the water there. Let me get a baby wipe out and wipe my hands a little bit. Okay, we're going to put my gesso away, or what I like to call my Kilz. Put that away. All right, let me get my blow dryer out, and we're going to dry this. Oh, sorry, you guys weren't seeing me work over there on the side. Sorry about that. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and pause you for a second, just because you guys don't want to sit here and watch paint dry, or glue dry. So we'll pause and we'll be back in just a few seconds. Okay, you guys, we are back. Everything is dry. Yay. Okay, let me scoot this up and over. Okay, so now everything is dry. Also, I did a little messing with my girls. I wanted her little dots in her white eyes, little white dots on her eyes to come down a little further. So I brought those down a little further. And I added a few more little fairy dust on her eyes, the little white dots. So I'm always messing with her, messing with them both. Okay, so I want this to look kind of cotton candy-ish. Those are the kind of colors, kind of, because everything looks cotton candy-ish as it is. And you guys know those are my favorite colors. Okay, so we're going to use this. We're probably going to use that blue there. And purple. I have a purple over here. And this one. You guys, I always tell you, get these. Oh, she has 3 of them. Get them all. The one I would get mainly, though, is this one. It's called Birthday Suit, because Birthday Suit has the skin tone color. So you can totally do the skin tones with it. From the lightest of the lightest skin to the darkest skin. But I'm going to use that purple right there. Okay. And then I like to use these makeup, whatever you call these. That's what I use. And you can get these at Dollar Tree. They come in black at Dollar Tree. I got the colored ones at my local generic dollar store, but that's the ones you'll get at Dollar Tree. I kind of like these ones better because look at the handle. Those are fabulous. Okay. We don't need to babble on about that. But they're at Dollar Tree, and they're at Dollar Tree right now. So I would pick those up. Also, these are great for Tim Holtz. Also, I would get some small ones too. These small ones are great too. They're also great for Tim Holtz Distress Inks. They're also great for that. So, all right. So there I got. So pretty much I have one for each color of the colors I like to use, like my purples, my magentas or pinks, and this is for blues. So that's how I kind of do it. I have a bunch, you guys. I probably have like 20 of them. Okay. Let's begin. Okay, we'll put the pink up here at the top. Look how beautiful this does it. I love doing this with the pastels because it gives like a dreamy cotton candy, just beautiful look. So that's why I love doing it like this. I think it looks gorgeous. I'm going to add that blue color. And I think I'm going to add this light blue here. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to add a little bit darker blue. No, this is the blue I'm going to use. Perfect. Very nice. And we're going to go into some purple. We'll add a little purple right into here and then blend it out. And I always blend into the color that's right next to it, always, because it looks good like that, in my opinion. Okay. And then let's throw some purple going this way. Actually, let's throw some blue right there. It'll probably mix with it and make something different, but there we go. There we go. That's pretty. All right. Hopefully you guys are seeing all this. Yeah. See how mystical and magical and very cotton candy-ish it looks? I love that. I absolutely love that. And I said I'm going to sell my work, like prints of my work, and I'm going to. I just, you know what happened is that this, this virus, for a while, of course, everything, the place I go to get my prints, Office Max, was closed. And then for a while, I didn't even just feel comfortable going in there. I still don't. But I'll wear my mask. They have a plexiglass like everywhere else, and I can go in there and get prints. So I'll let you know when I finally decide to get my crap together and get those prints done of my work. I went once and got prints done, and it was right when it had opened up, and I was kind of like stressed, so I wasn't focused enough like I should have been, looking at the prints, looking how the printing happened. I'll show you. You know what? Well, just here I'm doing that. Never mind. These are how the prints turned out. Sorry I keep hitting that glass like that. So the thing that happened with these prints, what I don't like is, for one, her face looks kind of like, okay, when it comes to like your lighter skin tones, you really have to make sure you don't leave any white spaces, or when the printer won't pick up the color and it'll make it look spotchy. So the face looks spotchy. So I don't like that. The other thing is, she was supposed to make this, I make this by 11 by 14. That's what the sheet is. She's supposed to, what is on my hand? Okay, I'm gonna have to do something about that. Oh, my hand is hitting in there. Okay. She didn't make it the size of the paper, so I need that to be bigger. So that's the other thing she didn't do when she did it. And like I said, it was my fault. When I was checking at the end, I should have checked for all of that. I know to check for all that kind of stuff, but I was kind of rushing too much because I was kind of stressed out because of the coronavirus being up in there. So that's why. Okay, I just got, okay, it's coming off, thank goodness. The brown color over here where my purple's at, I started getting my hand in it, and I was putting that brown color all over my work, and I'm like, where is that brown coming from? Okay, but it just came right off. Perfect. Okay, continuing on. Okay, we need to get some pink down in here. So I need to be careful with the brown in that palette over there, not be putting my hand in it. Okay, and then we'll put some purple. Pretty. You know what I feel like doing? I feel like putting some of this blue right here in the center of this to break this up. Perfect. Little blue right here to break that up. Very pretty. Okay, and we'll take that blue and we'll go, okay, let's make sure that you guys are in frame. I'm in frame with you guys. We'll work on this side now. I work on an 11 by 14 piece of watercolor paper. I don't know if I ever even told you guys what I'm working on. I'm working on an 11 by 14 piece of watercolor paper. See how nice it is? It doesn't really buckle and stuff. It's really nice. I love it. I get it at Hobby Lobby. It's Master's Touch. It's like their kind of house brand. It's $10 and you get like 25 sheets, 11 by 14. It's cold press, which means that it's kind of one side it's really rough. But on the other side, it's a lot smoother. So I work on the smoother side. If I could get hot press, I would, but I think that you have to get hot press, you probably have to go to like Blix or something and spend a lot. So that's a way of not having to spend a lot on your paper and get some nice paper. So, okay, let me do the pink. Oh, and the day I went, it was 50% off. So that was nice. I was going to use my coupon, but it was 50% off. So since it was 50% off, I went ahead and bought 2 at $5 a piece. When they're normally 10, I'm like, yes. So if I run into that sale again, I'll always just pick up 2 of them so that I just have a lot of that paper on hand. I mean, that's what I suggest. I mean, if you're doing mixed media and you're doing, you know, a lot of mixed media, when you see the deals, pick up the stuff when you see the deals, so you don't have to spend a fortune when you need it. Okay, we're gonna go down here now. Another key to getting good prices on mixed media stuff is always Hobby Lobby does their big, starting like in January, they always do their big clearance in the fine art section and the craft section. And between the two, I go and I clean house and I pick up stuff for nothing. And it's so good for your mixed media. It's so good for your crafting, of course, too. But since we're working with mixed media, that's what really makes it more affordable to craft. It's basically Hobby Lobby and their good clearances. So make sure you take advantage of that. Starting in January, go to Hobby Lobby and start looking. And they don't do the sale all at one time. They break the sale up between January and March. So you have to go back every week. They probably do that on purpose, so you go back every week. Also, they don't have, it's not in the clearance section. You have to go down aisle by aisle. They just clearance that up. They just clearance aisle by aisle. So it's not in the clearance section that they have in Hobby Lobby. But check the clearance section out too. But so I wanted to share that with you. Oh, where the heck is my purple at? I think this was the purple. I used it for the pink. There we go. There we go. That looks good. See if I want to add anything else anywhere. You know what? A little bit of purple needs to go up here in the corner. A little bit too much, just blue. There we go. We're going to add a little bit more blue. It's on the edge right there. And right there. Cool. And we'll add a little bit more pink. And you just keep adding a little this, a little that, to, you know, to do what you think needs to be done. That's all. Okay, let's add a little bit more color into here. Just a little bit. There we go. Really mix this blue and this purple together, this blue and this magenta together. Very pretty, very cotton candy. Okay. Gorgeous. So I think that is everything there. So put these 3 away. Actually, I'm going to keep these out because I'm gonna take pictures of my work and put it on Instagram. And I like to show my mess when I'm done before I clean it up, and show my mess for today on Instagram. People seem to like that. I show my messy table after I'm done working. People are like, "That's so cool." So look how pretty this looks. So there's the top of there. And then over here. Very, very pretty. Okay. Second, let me see if I need to smooth this out a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, that looks better, just smoothing it out a little bit. Okay, so next let's I'm trying to figure out if I want to get my script stamped out or not. I almost don't want to get my script out. You know what? Because I feel like it's going to, I like how mystical this is looking right now and how light. And so let's not get the script stamp out, but let's do some fairy dusting. And we're about done. Also, another thing I'm not going to do, a lot of times I'll take my black, what do you call it? Oh, geez, I can't believe I can't think of this. Stabilo, my black Stabilo or black water-soluble crayon. And I'll go around the edges and border this out in black. But I don't, that's going to take away from this pretty look that we have going. I like the way that looks, so we're not going to edge it out either. Okay, so the only last thing we're going to do is add some fairy dust. So just white cheap acrylic paint, water it down, and let me get out my fan brush. Put this away. Oh wait, I don't want to put, I'm so used to trying to put things away. I'm trying to keep things out because I want to show my mess. That's how I cook. I cook and clean, cook and clean, cook and clean. Because I don't ever want to have a big mess at the end to clean up. I'm a mom, obviously. That's the mother in me. Clean as you go. I don't want to be cleaning it up afterwards. Okay. I'm looking for a fan brush, or I'm looking for this one brush that I like to use for that, and I'm not finding it. I have 500 million brushes, and I can't even find the one that I want. What the heck? Just a second. All right, now it's either the brush I want or a fan brush. I don't care. Okay, here it is. This is a really stiff brush. I never thought, you guys, I'd use it for anything. It's so damn stiff. I'm like, this brush is horrible. But I kept it in my collection just because, I don't know why. One day, I was like, this is the perfect stiff. So if you find a stiff brush, you can even use a toothbrush to do this. You can use a fan brush. But if you find a stiff brush for a cheap price, pick it up because this makes nice fairy dust or splatters. Okay. So over here, making a little bit of make it a little bit more watery. Also, before we start, we need to cover up our girls' faces. Let me get something over here. Okay. I do not want my girls' faces at all very dusted. If a little bit of fairy dust gets on their necks, I'm fine with that. I think that'll look cool. And if a little bit of fairy dust gets in the hair, I'm good with that too. I just don't want it on their face. We worked hard on those faces. We do not want their faces fairy dusted. All right, so let's begin the fairy dusting. Are you guys seeing everything? I think so. So, oh, and also, whatever else you don't want fairy dusted, move it out of the way, because these splatters go everywhere. Excuse me, the fairy dust goes everywhere. Okay, I'm doing some fairy dusting in the hair too. I think the fairy dusting in the hair will be really pretty. Okay, let me get some. Got to get it pretty liquidy. There we go. For it to splatter good. Getting a few splatters on the skin too. Or the fairy dust. Okay, I think we got enough fairy dust everywhere. Make sure I like it everywhere. Yes, we got enough fairy dust. Okay, so let me get a paper towel, wipe off my finger. Okay, and then take a baby wipe, get that done. Wipe up this paint. A lot of times I like to use the paint, but you know what, for the sake of this video, we'll just wipe this paint off here. We will waste the paint. I usually don't put that much paint on my thing, but a bunch poured out. Okay, so let's remove our covers. So our girls are back. Look how pretty that looks. Just a second, we'll talk about everything. Let me just... I love this glass mat. You guys, it's one of the best things I've ever bought. And the paint comes right off, especially if you do it right away. Otherwise, you have to, like, you know, just take a credit card and you can just scrape everything off. But this way, I don't ever have to worry. If I just wipe it right away, I don't ever have to worry about anything on my mat. It just wipes right off. It's the best thing I've ever bought. I bought this. This is Crafter's Companion. I bought this on HSN. It was 20 bucks only, you guys. And I think I did like 5 easy payments, so... Tim Holtz has his on there too, and it's like maybe 40 bucks. So, and Tim Holtz one is just a little bit bigger than this one, just a little bit. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna save, you know, half the money and buy the Crafter's Companion one, and I love it. So, but if you ever really wanted a Tim Holtz, the last time I was on there, they had a Tim Holtz. I mean, I'm not saying they definitely have it on there, but I'm pretty sure they probably still do. Okay, there we go. Get myself cleaned up there and let you guys see everything. I think it turned out so pretty. You guys like it? I hope you do. I love to always see the finished result. Very pretty. Oh, another thing I did too, and I think I told you the last video that I was going to do this. Let me stop moving it. I did make her hair bigger because I made her face and her like so much bigger than her, and I'm like, what did I do that for? So I usually try to make them, you know, the size kind of equal. So to kind of equal out the size, I just made her hair bigger so that she looks, you know, it looks more they look equal in the picture. Because I didn't want that to be the message. The message wasn't, you know, anybody was more important than anybody. My message is celebrating Hawaiian and Black women together. So, like I said, this is going to be a series. It's going to go on for the rest of the year for sure, because I want to put all kinds of women together. I want to put Asian women with Hawaiian women with white women, you know, just everything. So I've already put Black women with different cultures. I'm not saying I'm hitting every culture, but I'm going to do my best to hit a wide variety of different races and different cultures. And I know I've been doing like the same hair, like the hair's meeting hair. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do a Black girl, a Black woman with a Latina woman or Mexican woman. And after that, I'm going to do another thing with the girls with their hair. The hair's going to go up like this. It's going to go shooting. I'm going to turn this whole thing this way and put two women here and their hair will go shooting up like this into each other. So that'll be cool. We'll do a series like that. Anyway, I'm mumbling on. Okay, you guys, that is it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the series. Sorry, the series took me a little while, but I'm doing a lot of different projects. I have a group called Our Magical Little Place. And you can, if you're a mixed media artist, if you're a knitter, crocheter, if you do junk journals, art journals, whatever you do, you can come there and share your artwork. It's a very safe place to do so. I would love to have you come join the group. The link is below. It's a clickable link. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Instagram, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!